In this video, I'm going to elaborate a simple technique to release any kind of emotion, thought, or sensation, or any aspect of our experience that we, through thinking, believe is somehow an impediment to us experiencing peace. So the technique has a few aspects to it. And once we're through establishing what the technique is, we'll see that it's not necessarily a technique. It's more of an understanding of the experience that's always going on. And once we have access to that understanding, we can experience that we are always letting go of all of these thoughts, emotions, sensations, or whatever it might be. And they are never really disturbing us. We're only imagining that they disturb us. So the technique is to take the thought or whatever it might be, the sensation, the emotion, and as it were, hold that thought, sensation, emotion within awareness. Feel, visualize that thought, sensation, or emotion within awareness. And see experientially, not with the eyes, but with the seeing of awareness, that the thought, the sensation, and the emotion, whatever it might be, is within awareness. So, like the space of the sky is never affected by the clouds that appear within it, however stormy the clouds are, the sky remains completely undisturbed. So see that awareness is like this sky or space in which these thoughts and emotions and sensations are appearing. But all the while, awareness remains absolutely unaffected. It is awareness which is constantly aware of the thought as it moves, the sensation as it moves, the emotion as it moves. And awareness remains absolutely present, unaffected. So at this stage, understanding experientially that awareness is unaffected by the thought, the sensation, or the emotion, where does the question of wanting to let go of these things come from? Well, from awareness's perspective, which is now understood to be your perspective, there is no disturbance for you. It would only be if there was an imagining that the thought, the emotion, the sensation is affecting you, that there would be the desire to ask a question, to eradicate the thought, the sensation, or the emotion, or to let go of it. But since it is understood that awareness is already unaffected, then the thought, the emotion, the sensation can stay as long as it stays. There's no desire then to get rid of the form of experience. It can remain in the same condition. We might notice that due to the inertia of habit, there is an impetus to focus again on the thought, the sensation, or the emotion with a subtle interest to eradicate the thought, the sensation, or the emotion. We might think quite subtly, why is it still here if I, awareness, am completely unaffected by this? I've recognized that I'm peace itself. Why is this thought, sensation, emotion still here? In that moment, we are subtly or maybe overtly reorganizing a concept of ourself that believes there is a problem with this thought, emotion, sensation. So the next part of this technique is to bring this focusing and allow our focus to defocus. So if we are in tune with this slight focusing on the thought, the sensation, or the emotion, we can feel that focusing as an energetic movement. And instead of going with the focusing, we relax and allow the focus to defocus. We allow the attention to defocus. And we can even use our hands, just as I am here, to feel attention expanding until we feel attention expand into the vastness of awareness. We tune into the presence of awareness. We defocus from the content of awareness and simply be aware of awareness itself and feel energetically that presence, feel the openness, the vastness of that presence. And maybe due to the momentum of the habit of focusing, a new bout of focusing occurs. And as soon as we notice that, we simply defocus, relax our focus into awareness and feel this borderlessness of awareness. So experiencing this vastness of awareness, we simply rest as this presence. And we may see a movement to log in again to the content of thought, to claim that there is a problem or that there's something to be solved, something to be gotten rid of, to be let go of. And as soon as we see that movement, we recognize that we've noticed. And in that moment, we are being aware of the fact that we are aware of that content. So again, we are defocusing and we're relaxing into this presence of awareness that we are, that is not tangled up with the content, because it's not the one focusing. Notice that this movement of focusing and defocusing is a movement occurring within awareness. Awareness is like the sky. It is not focusing on the clouds or defocusing from the clouds. A better analogy would be this screen. Imagine there was a camera lens that is focusing and defocusing to create the image on the screen of defocusing and focusing. The screen itself is not defocusing or focusing. Likewise with awareness, awareness is not defocusing or focusing. It is absolutely open. It is attention that focuses or defocuses. So establishing this truth that awareness is still, we can then simply, and I say then, but it's not quite accurate to say then, because we realize that we are always being aware of this focusing movement and the defocusing movement. We just didn't recognize that we were always open, neither defocused nor focused. And there we establish our changelessness, our unmovingness. and that is peace itself, being completely unmoving whilst the content of experience moves. Whether attention focuses or defocuses, awareness remains unmoving. And then we can play with focusing and defocusing in the full awareness that the awareness that we are is unmoving. So we can see that we don't get caught up in focusing or defocusing. We remain still. So at this stage, the question of letting go, of what we're focused on, is no longer of interest, because we've established ourselves as this awareness, this presence that is not focusing or defocusing. It's not wrapped up in the content of the focusing or the defocusing. It's absolutely still and at peace. So it's no longer experienced or thought of as a technique to let go of things, to simply be ourself, because ourself is already letting go of everything. The focusing and the defocusing occurs, and each movement is let go of spontaneously, automatically, by awareness, without a doing, without an implementation of an action. Awareness by nature is letting go of everything. And that's exemplified by the breath. The in-breath appearances occur within awareness, and the out-breath, the appearances disappear.